hypocrisy runs not only in their veins, but also pipelines. Even as the European Union continues to buy 3 million tons of Russian iron and nickel, 18 million tons of Russian LNG, 8 million tons of Russian oil, even as the USA continues to buy 3.5 million tons of Russian fertilizers, 435 tons of Russian uranium, and 1.1 million tons of Russian oil refined by India. But they want to punish India for buying oil from Russia. Look, India has saved 2.21 lakh crores or $26.35 billion in the last 3 years through buying Russian instead of Saudi oil. Had it not, our inflation would have increased cumulatively by 1.47% over what it has been the past 3 years. Let Trump write us a check for $26.35 billion and we'll stop buying Russian oil. As I said, the hypocrisy on display is just astonishing. Has the West or Ukraine or any of the 50 odd Islamic nations put sanctions on China for interning 1.5 million Muslims in concentration camps and forcibly sterilizing them and feeding them pork? Have any activists asked for China to be blacklisted because it never apologized for the Tiananmen Square massacre that murdered 10,000 innocents? And the same Europe that 2 years into the Russian invasion of Ukraine continued to buy 13 million metric tons of coal, 43 billion cubic meters of gas, and 17.5 million metric tons of oil from Russia, is lecturing India on morality and ethics, even as it continues to trade with Russia. And what to say about the Americans? It was Russia, erstwhile Soviet Union, that helped us in 1971 when America sided with Pakistan. So these turnips can stuff their hypocrisy in their hookah and smoke it. Look, the Ukraine war apart, for which I condemned Russia, why should India be singled out for looking after its interests when every other country is doing the exact same? Cheap oil and gas from Russia has allowed us to keep our inflation in check. The same inflation that, had it gone up, as I said, the opposition would have cried out for keeping it in check by buying cheap Russian oil and gas. I think the time has come for us to realize that we are what we are and what we are going to be because of hard power and not soft power. Doubtless, it is great whenever India gets recognized as a soft power. Dance, music, culture, knowledge, maths, religions. No one has gifted more to the world than India. But it is also a fact that soft power goes hand in hand with hard power. Do you know which country is ranked first in the Portland Soft Power Index? A country that is only 200 years old, America. And yet, it is the number one soft power. Fact is, India was a soft power center when it was also a hard power center. Once it was colonized, subjugated, its soft power reach also collapsed. Little changed even after independence. India has forever had a shambolic foreign policy because of which we've always been made to sit on a rickety stool adjacent to the big table. We must now drag a chair and sit alongside the powers that are. Finally, we are seeing the face of new India. It has taken 11 years for the Modi dispensation to stand up to Western bullying and to expose their hypocrisy and stand by our friends. Bottom line is, Russia is a trusted friend. And talking of friends, what is it that old rogue Kissinger said? To have America as an enemy is dangerous, but to have America as a friend is fatal.